G'day everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is what I've just finished. And what you can see are some First World War, late war Germans from about 1918. If you remember a few videos back, I painted a batch of a similar size of British or Commonwealth troops, Anzacs on the Western Front. And these are the Germans, late war Germans, as their opposition, as it were. Now, the miniatures are all metal. They are from Great War Miniatures, sold by North Star Military Figures in the UK. And really nice miniatures they are too, as I found with the other ones. And quite a lot of the stuff that North Star sells is really nice. And this Great War range is very characterful. The details are pretty good to paint. Nice, easy to pick out. Yeah, they're good. You know, everything, you know, the faces are well sculpted. Where you can see faces, obviously there's quite a few here that have gas masks. So I've taken my stills, I put them up at the end as per normal, so you can have a closer look. But I'm pleased with how they've turned out. Now we've done a mixture of some with the just the darker helmet, the plain helmet, and then some with the camouflage pattern that I think was introduced on the Stahlhelm in, they started doing it in about 1916, I think. Yeah, so there's some examples of it here. So you've got a mix of the unpainted and the painted helmets. Now, and they've been weathered. The helmets have been weathered, so you know, I've put on the patches, the 3 color patches, using Hull Red, AK Interactive Hull Red, Vallejo, Middlestone, and I used German Camo Dark Green, which I lightened up with a yellow green from Vallejo, just to get it a little bit lighter in places. And then I used Smoke Black from AK to mark out all the shapes in between, because they had quite thick, distinct black lines in between, or the 3 blocks of color, and they just sort of, you see the illustrations, they are varying sizes, these blobs, and it's just to try and break up the shape of the head, I suppose. Yeah, so that was fun, and I've done a little bit of using a very simple method with the sponge thing. I use. Oh yeah, here we go. Just the classic. Grab a bit of packing sponge and put it in an old brush protector tube, and then you can hold that and just delicately dab black brown. It tends to be what I use from Vallejo for chipping. So I've done a bit of chipping with that, and they've had a wash with a Vallejo wash called Oiled Earth or Oily Earth or something like that. So that's been put on the helmets as well. Not just the ones with the color patterns on them, but the plain ones as well. And so there's this slight patina of dust and almost like oxidization and stuff, just grime. They're a bit grimy, as they would be. Not muddy per se, but yeah, dusty, grimy, and dirty. And then it's extended onto the boots. The stuff that I've used on the base has been dry brushed up onto the boots and up onto the puttees, the leggings. So you've got some interesting character figures. There's a very interesting Ned Kelly-esque style sniper there with his metal face mask and his canvas cape over there draped over, which is all weathered and grotty. You can sort of see it better from the back in the stills. So you've got a couple of machine guns and various guys with pouches of grenades and such. Yeah, nice figures, those Great War figures, really are. If you are doing some First World War skirmish or something like that, worth picking up. Now, some of you might want to know how I did the general uniforms colour. Obviously, certainly by this stage of the war, fabric availability was very patchy. Dye lots were pretty patchy, and it was probably get what you could get your hands on. But you were looking at a much more, very drab, particularly with dust and stuff and dirt, dry, getting caked on, and then wet stuff getting put on and then drying out, and everything. It's not going to look bright. I've seen some people use a mixed color that is, I think it's Vallejo German uniform mixed with German black gray, but I think I don't think I'd be happy with that look. I think I'd want to knock it back quite a bit, and I think what I opted for works pretty well for this dusty, grimy late war look. So what I've used it for my base color for the German uniforms is the AK Interactive 3rd Gen German Field Grey. There's my base. Then put on whatever wash you want, whatever your go-to wash is, and then back in with it again with the German Field Grey. Then my first highlight was this Life Color set, a little set that has a Field Grey 1 and Field Grey 2. So yeah, Life Color pots. I don't use them very often, but I quite like them. And so they're probably one of my go-to things when I do paint Germans, because they're lighter than the Field Grey base color, both the Vallejo and the AK one. So you can see there's a little bit of a difference. I don't know how well it'll show up in the camera, but this one's, yeah, that sort of a greener browny darker. There's a lighter sort of tone there. Anyway, it works pretty well. So that's my highlight stages for that. But yes, apart from that, there's some use of German black grey on the helmets, and then, as I said, weathered down. There's quite a lot of items, the big pouches where they're carrying hand grenades over either side. These two figures here in particular, they are painted up with Vallejo Panzer Aces canvas for those bags. For those of them who have the big roll on the back, there's a number of those. That's done with German camo beige to get that effect. And then you've just the leather is quite dark, quite dark brown, blacky brown color. If it wasn't for the fact that I paint German camo black grey on the base rims on all my work, I would probably have used German black grey for the leather, but I think in the end I used a number of browns and washes, and then went back in again with, I think it was a choose acrylic, burnt umber, that one. Yeah, so there they are. Other pieces of equipment, the gas mask canister, you could paint it in German black grey, or I used some German camo dark green as well. Works pretty well. I use that too. So there you go. I hope you've found that useful and enjoy the pictures. And yeah, it was a nice little project to work on. I think they look the part. Anyway, guys, I'm not even sure what I'm painting next, but there'll be something. So I'll catch you in the next video. Take care. Bye for now.